You know, today I feel like driving something reliable. This is the most reliable car that I currently own. Doesn't make any sense because it's BMW, but let's get old girl fired up. I only drive this car when it's really nice out, and it is freaking gorgeous out. Sorry, neighbors. Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a nice, beautiful, sunny day here in Spokane, Washington. Today I'm gonna go work on a shitty Subaru that we've been building, Bobby's car. A lot of times when I'm having some major technical difficulties with the build, I'll go home, I'll go to sleep, I'll wake up the next morning and I'll say, okay, I know what the problem is, go to the shop and let's fix the damn thing. That did not happen. I went home and I went to sleep, got a good nights of sleep, and I still don't know what the hell is wrong with it. So I'm gonna go dick with it some more and hopefully we can get it sorted. Really excited to be driving the BMW today though, because this car never gets driven, but the times I do drive it, I freaking love this car. First off, it's been sitting overnight, so this is gonna tell us if we have any oil leaks or not. There's nothing on the ground, but ooh, that manifold looks good. This thing is bone dry. Damn, I'm proud. So I need to approach this car today with a methodical method. Let's go over what's going on. Let's fire it up real quick and see if it's still gonna misfire like it was yesterday. Yes, it is. So it is throwing a P05 or P0354 ignition coil D primary/secondary circuit. Let's explain what that is. Ignition coil D, that is ignition coil number 4 on cylinder number 4. In my opinion and experience, it is one of these few things: ignition coil, spark plug, a ground issue, or a wiring harness issue, maybe an ECU issue. So we have 5 things. Yesterday, I swapped coils, did not change anything. Swapped spark plugs, did not change anything. Checked the harness, that's fine. I'm gonna check the harness again. I might swap coils again. I do think it is harness side. There was a pretty helpful comment on yesterday's video, and it explains, I'm not very good with wiring, I'll be the first to admit, and this comment kind of helped me out a little bit. That code is for the primary circuit of the coil, which is the PCM control side. By swapping the coil to another cylinder, you eliminated the coil as fault. For that code to set, there has to be an issue with the engine harness or PCM. Blah, 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 blah. So that guy seems to think it's a harness or PCM issue. I might pull the intake manifold back off just to double check all of the wiring, because we can only have access as of right now to the ignition coil harness. We still have the harness that runs from here all the way underneath the intake manifold and then plugs in to the chassis side back there. So I do think it is a wiring issue. There's only one harness ground, which is right here, and then there's 2 grounds underneath that go from the heads to the frame rails. Those are both on. The grounds are good. I know it's not a ground issue. We know it's not coil. We know it's not spark plug. It has to be, it has to 100% be a wiring issue. There's nothing else it could be. pretty sure we got the issue resolved. So here's the steps I took to resolve the issue. I knew it had to be something to do with the wiring harness, okay? So I fired up the car. It was misfiring really bad. I went through and started wiggling the entire harness from the coil packs all the way through, trying to get underneath the manifold, just constantly wiggling it. Every time I got in this general area, which is where that main connector is, and I'd wiggle it, it would either die or stop misfiring. I pulled apart that connector completely, pulled the cover off. All the wiring harness, all the wires going into the plug-in looked fine. No bent pins, no pins that were pulled out. So all I did, grab compressed air. There was possibly some condensation in there from when this motor was out of the car for about a week, maybe a week and a half. And I blew compressed air into both sides of the connector, plugged it back in, fired it up, no codes, wiggled it as it was running, would not change how it ran. It just runs perfect now. At least we know it's something in that connector. I think the car is good to go. Once again, all I did is blow a little bit of compressed air in there. I didn't see any water. I didn't see any condensation, but that had to have been the issue. So here's where we're at right now. The car's running good. I don't know if it's completely resolved. As of right now it is, but just like yesterday, we could go on and drive real quick and it could toss that code back on. But at least we know it is in that connector, which I had a feeling the whole time. Sounds a little sus for me to say. If I knew it was there, I would have fixed it earlier. I knew it was something wiring related, but I hate wiring issues. So yeah, I'm going to go on a drive. Let's button this thing back up. I need to get that harness tied back so it's not hitting the up pipe, and then we can go rip this thing. This fucking car. Got it all done. Tied that harness back. Misfiring again. Even though it clips together and like locks in, I don't know if you guys have seen a Subaru main harness connector, it like clips in. It's impossible to mess up. Some reason it's not getting a good connection in between the engine side and the chassis side. I have dielectric grease, maybe I'll try that. No, there's no loose wires. Why is it doing this? There's no loose pins, nothing. It's in that connector. The connector's fucked. The connector's a bitch. All right, let me show you guys how this works. This is the engine side, right? You plug it in to the chassis side, and then you take this lever, pulls them together. You see that little groove there, pulls them together, locks down. It's impossible to mess up. It's been locked the whole time. No loose pins or nothing. I'm just gonna slap dielectric on it. It's not wet, there's no corrosion, but something in this connector from here to here is not making perfect contact. The car runs decent. It still has a miss. It drives fine. I don't notice anything weird drivability wise, but it's definitely still misfiring. It is not throwing a check engine light now, so we're moving in the right direction. I think that connector issue, that main harness connector issue is resolved. But now we're getting up to 35 counts of cylinder roughness on cylinder number 4. So what I'm gonna do is swap 4 and 2 injectors and see if it follows that. This car is kicking my ass, but we will get it fixed eventually. It just takes a while because it's a Subaru. Swapped injectors, it's still cylinder 4 giving us issues. All cylinders have a little bit of roughness, but it's mainly 4. I'm at a loss. I don't know what to check next. I've done everything. A couple seconds ago, we were showing cylinder 2 roughness instead of cylinder 4. Shut it off, started it back up. Now it's cylinder 3. All right, this thing's all over the place now. We're not showing any cylinder roughness, but the thing makes no power, 0 power. Actually, that's probably due to the fact that my intercooler piping is loose. Probably why it's not making power, because there's no boost. Yeah, that'll do it. Bobby came to the shop to look at her shitty car. So, as of right now, the car is not throwing any cylinder roughness, which that's meaning good. Like it's not misfiring according to the access port or according to the ECU, but it doesn't sound healthy. You heard it, right?
She's not healthy.
So we are gonna go put some fucking miles on this car. Maybe it just needs to break in. I have no idea. I just want to go drive it real quick and see what happens. Update, we're back at the shop. It sounds like it's mistimed. It's not throwing any misfire codes. It's not showing any cylinder roughness, no detonation, no knock, no nothing. But it does not sound healthy. It sounds exactly like when the old timing belt cracked, that little crack, and it skipped a tooth on a cam gear. It's exactly how it sounds. So I'm gonna check timing again for the 5th time. Timing is dead nuts on, not off at all. Sounded like it was off a tooth, but it is not. All I want to hear is Josh's famous words. well, bud, there's your problem. Just say, tell me those words, Josh.
Well, bud, there's your problem. Found it.
Fuck this car.
Oh, there's your problem, bud.
Say it again.
I found your problem.
What?
Your cam gears are having some issues over here, bud. Your exhaust left is reading at 8 and 21, which would make sense why you're having a cylinder 4 issue, because
the camera's really close to his face.
That's the left side of the engine, bud. You can take a look. Just take a peek.
Oh, here, let's look at this and I'll compare to your series. Okay. All right, come explain. What's the problem?
So what we have here is our ABCS readings on our access port. So we have left, right, intake, and exhaust. Obviously this has 4 different readings because it's a dual ABCS car. These should be even with each other, whether this one's at 2, that one's at 2, you know, within realm. They're probably gonna be off a little bit because it's a factory ECU, it's not perfect. But the fact that we're reading 8 on the exhaust left means it's advanced. Not technically 8 degrees, but it's advanced or retarded. So that's where your issue is gonna lie, is having it not be in sync. So in time.
So I shouldn't have fucked with the cam gears.
You shouldn't have fucked with the cam gears. The good news is it looks like maybe the other ones are reading, but they're not functioning.
So I have 1 fuck cam gear?
You might just have 1. But you wanna go compare?
Yeah.
Okay. We brought the comparison car. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's see. Maybe mine are fucked up too. I don't know. You know, I don't have one reading at 18, buddy.
Fuck.
They're all zeroed out. So, found your problem.
Can I have a cam gear?
Damn. I do have one, technically. It was for Hyper Blue, but I do have one.
I'll buy you another one.
Okay.
Damn cam gear.
Okay, hold this camera real quick. You know, a couple videos ago when I said people don't usually fuck with the cam gears because they're pussies, but I'm gonna fuck with the cam gears and try to clean them
You
out.
jinxed yourself right
I
there.
cleaned them out, but now we are having issues with one of the cam gears. And I'm not about to try and fix it, so I'm just gonna replace it. Josh has got one in stock. So I guess don't fuck with your cam gears, because I guess you should either replace them, hope there's not bearing material in them, or just replace them. They're kind of expensive. So yeah, I'm gonna grab that cam gear. We're gonna go get lunch officially this time, and then I'm gonna come back. You're gonna go home.
It's like dinner time right now, but it's not good.
You're gonna get dinner. And then I'm gonna get this piece of shit done and off the lift and back to the house tonight for you to drive tomorrow.
Yay.
Placement cam gear has been acquired. Shout outs to Bader. Now we're gonna go ahead and swap the cam gear onto the car, and that should fix all the issues. Okay, let's do it. I'm sad to report that I did not change anything. Nothing at all. I am freaking over this damn car. Well, boys, I set the camera down and I just worked and worked and worked and worked and worked until the car decided to cooperate. And I think we're good to go now, so I'm gonna go on a drive. It is very late, so of course it's dark out, but we are getting 0 cylinder roughness on cylinder 4 so far, which is where we were having all the problems, and all the ACS stuff is zeroed out like it should be. Cylinder 3 roughness, nothing. Idle is perfect. It starts up perfect. Check cylinder 2 because that was giving us a little bit of issues earlier. Nothing. All right, let's go drive, and hopefully this freaking car is fixed forever. I have never had a build that give me so many little issues like this car has given me. Damn, it sounds healthy though. Should be good. All right, from what I can tell so far, that little drive we did, it's perfect. Not a single issue, no cylinder roughness. All the AVCS readings are reading like they should. No knock, no detonation. AFRs look beautiful. Boost, it was going into boost. Everything seems to check out. So I'm taking the car home tonight. I promised Bobby I would get it done tonight. And you know, it was a bitch, but we got her dialed in. If I can get this car fixed and up and running like I just did, I'm confident you guys can fix any car. Resolve any issues with your car that you're having, because everything's fixable if you work at it long enough and work at it hard enough. Now to fix Bobby's other car. If that one gives us this much trouble, I might just go buy a Civic. Well, boys, the car is back together. Here she is finally in one piece. The main issue we were recently having after putting on the new cam gear, god dang that slug, was all caused due to low voltage. The battery light was on the dash, the alternator belt was off, and that was causing tons of misfires and tons of bullshit, for lack of a better term, that because I was frustrated, it was hard to diagnose. And it's good to go. So low voltage causes a lot of issues, which I know that, but it's hard to remember that when you're pissed off. All right, I'm gonna call that a wrap on today. I'm not saying the car is 100%, but I'm saying it's 99.9%. We may have a few little more issues to resolve, but I'm confident. I'm confident enough to drive home tonight, in the middle of the night. So if I break down, I'm screwed. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Peace out, my friends. I will see you guys in the next episode.